In the era of industrial IoT, proper network planning is crucial for a company's competitiveness. If your internet service provider has a sudden network interruption and there's only one internet link, it could result in irreparable losses. Therefore, redundancy backup in network planning is essential. Automatic switching to backup lines when the primary network fails ensures stable network connections, particularly critical for applications with high reliability requirements. Typically, wired and LTE redundancy backups are employed in practical applications. WoMaster LTE routers all feature this functionality. Here's how to set up this feature using the WR315 router as an example. Log into the device by entering the username and password on the login page and clicking Login. By default, the device operates in bridge mode, where all ports are LAN ports. Switch the working mode to router mode by clicking on Network Settings and selecting Router from the drop-down menu for network mode. Then click Submit to apply the settings. This action will bring up the WAN setting page, where you'll see 3 WAN ports. Multiple wired networks can be connected for redundancy. If only one WAN port is needed, disable the other WAN ports by setting their type to Disable, effectively converting them into LAN ports. Note that WAN 1 cannot be disabled. Set up WAN 1, for instance, by configuring it as a DHCP client to automatically obtain an IP address. Click Submit to apply the settings. Now, WAN 1 should have acquired an IP address and gateway. Navigate to the Cellular menu and ensure the device is connected to LTE and has obtained an IP address. Click on the Cellular ETH WAN Redundancy page. Typically, WAN priority is selected here, which means that when the WAN port disconnects, the device will automatically switch to LTE, and when the WAN port reconnects, the route switches back to WAN. The ping tracking feature tests whether the WAN port's route is connected properly. Enable this feature and set the ping IP address to a consistently online IP, such as the default 168.95.1 on WR315, depending on your network architecture. The ping interval refers to the interval at which the router pings the IP address set on the WAN port. The startup delay indicates the delay time for initiating ping tracking. The ping fail success counter, for example set to 4, means that when the IP address set for ping fails consecutively 4 times, the router will switch to LTE. Subsequently, after 4 consecutive successful pings, the route will switch back to WAN. Similarly, clicking Submit is required to apply the settings. This covers the redundancy operations regarding LTE and WAN on the WR315 router. To verify WAN redundancy settings, navigate to the Routing menu and select Route Table from the Route drop-down menu. You'll see the device's current route table, with starred routes indicating default routes. If WAN is disconnected, refreshing the route table should show that the starred route has switched to LTE. Reconnecting WAN and refreshing the table should revert the route back to WAN. This concludes the setup and verification of WAN and LTE redundancy on WoMaster routers.